Today we will have to move towards energy resources and transfer. It's subtopic solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. So if I will talk before that, I will say here that mostly the questions which are in past papers over there are observed that with some benefits and advantages and disadvantages like that of solar, hydroelectric, wind, heat, like thermal energy, geothermal energy is being mostly asked. So for the students to get a good score here in physics for the best grades over there, it is the best option to memorize these reasons. When we are going to write, we mostly don't keep in our mind and our marks are deducted over there. Okay, as we know that solar is related to sunshine and wind and waves. I will add here in place of wind, I will say it will be related to waves also because wind is related into the previous topic was done over there. We will do waves here and hydroelectric power station over there will be captured. And when we observe that we can capture the sun's energy using solar cells over there. We can capture the solar energy. Capture of solar energy over there. And solar cells use energy from the sun directly to generate electricity over there. And light energy directly to electrical energy. Solar cells use this electrical energy over there. And if I talk in detail, then I will say here that the same as a battery, but we can say in your homes, which is AC or alternating current over there. So they generate direct current, the same as AC. So DC is being produced, DC current, direct current from the batteries can be produced from the solar cell for the electrical energy to be used later on. The sun provides a renewable energy resource because we don't have to wait for the next energy source over there anytime. Only sun should be present over the sky. It would not run around about 5 billion years. It will not run about 5 billion years we can get the solar light electricity over there. And solar cells are very expensive initially. This is a drawback, expensive initially. Initially very expensive over there. And after that, energy is free and running costs are almost nil over there. And there is no pollution produced while using them. And so it is also a benefit over there. It is pollution free over there. If I move more in detail, then I will say here that expensive initially and pollution free are available in solar farm. They are usually used to generate electricity to relatively small scale, like individual homes. We are using individual homes. We not at commercial level for distributing to the whole society or like that that produces individual homes over there. It is often too expensive, not practical to connect them to the national grid, and cost of connecting them to the national grid can be enormous compared with the value of electricity generated. So solar cells can only generate enough electricity to be useful if they have enough sunlight. So we will have to wait for sunlight. Maybe on a rainy day, there will be less production. Wait for sunlight or sunny day over there. On the other hand, solar cells are often the best way to power calculators or watches over there, and that don't use too much energy. They are also used in remote places Much choice is that desert and in the satellites we are using. So for calculators, we are using for cars nowadays, we can use over there for remote places where like deserts and the satellites where electricity is required is being used with the help of solar sunlight over there. Solar heating systems are also available, which is no mechanical stuff, complex mechanical stuff is required for that. Solar water heating panels are available. Solar water heating panels are available over there. Solar water heating panels are more simple than solar cells. And we can say they are basically just black water pipes inside the glass box. We can say black water pipes should be available um, inside a glass box. Box should be available over there. And I will say in detail that the glass lets the energy from the sun and which is then absorbed by the black pipes and heats up the water over there. So these black pipes absorb heat because black color is a good absorber and it increases our heat of the water over there. Heat of the water over there. And like we can say solar cells, the cost of money to set up, but are renewable and free after that. They are used in small scale energy production over there. So only initial cost is available and remaining initial cost required, but later on totally free. Over there, no more cost is required for solar cells over there. Cooking with the solar power is also available nowadays. Cooking with the cooking with solar energy is also available nowadays. And if we use a curved mirror, and then you can focus the sunlight, and this can happen in solar ovens over there. Solar ovens over there. We are using this solar sunlight over there. And they provide renewable energy resource for outdoor cooking over there, but they are slow, bulky, and unreliable. They need a strong sunlight to work over there. So in rare cases, we can use them, but because this source is not continuously provided, if there is a rainy day, there will be not so much enough solar light to provide our cook over there. So we are not should we totally rely on this source of energy, even though that is renewable, but we will have to wait for the sunlight and sun to be rising over there over the sky. After that, I will have to move wind. I am not including right now in the previous video that was done. Right now, I am taking the wave power over there. Wave power is basically lots of little waves converters are required. Lots of little wave converters. Little wave converters into energy which is produced in the waves over there is required. So for that purpose, I will say one way of harvesting wave power is with lots of small wave converters located around the coastal areas, because continuously the waves of waters are coming on the surface of ocean over there. Then we can say here that as waves comes in to the shore, they provide up and down motion over there, up and down motion of water over there, and up and down motion of water molecules or water source over there. Then for that purpose, we can say which can be used to drive the generator. for the production of electricity over there. It is also pollution free. The energy is transferred from the kinetic energy store to kinetic energy store of the turbine, and electricity like kinetic energy, which is present in the waves, is transferred to kinetic energy to the turbines, which is going to be converted into generator electricity over there. So this is the way how the waves are being used for the production of electricity over there. For that purpose, I will say here, um, uh, there is no pollution and it is renewable. Benefits are advantages. If I talk about that, then I will say it is renewable. It is pollution free. And if I talk more about this, the main problem are spoiling the view of the and being hazard to the boats over there. Disadvantages: spoiling the sea view, spoiling sea view, and also dangerous for boats and danger for boats over there. And in the next section, I will say here, they are fairly unreliable since the waves tend to die out when the wind drops over there and initially costs are high. So disadvantages are also there. Non-reliable. They are, we can say, initial cost is high. Cost is high over there. And electricity production by using the waves over there is having a minimal running cost is also required. That should be added into the later on syllabus over there. So wave power is unlikely to provide the energy on large scale, but it can be very useful for small islands over there. It is good for only small islands over there. So this was related to our solar and wave power a little bit. Now I will have to move towards hydroelectric power plants. Hydroelectric power, how it can be used and how it is used for different purposes for electricity generation over there. Hydroelectric power. For that purpose, mostly large dams and big dams are built up into the different regions where dams suitable for building up. So we know that water is everywhere and perfect for generating electricity. Tidal barrages generate energy when the tides goes in and out. So tidal energy is present over there. Tides are present over there. Tides are produced for 24 hours for 2 times due to gravitational pull of moon. Tides produce 2 times in 24 hours due to gravitational pull of moon on the surface of ocean or sea over there. So we can say tidal barrages are big dams built across the river estuaries, which with the turbine of them, as the tides come up in it, fills up the estuary to the height of several meters, and this water can then be allowed out to the turbines at a controlled speed. It also drives the turbines on the way in, and the energy is transferred from kinetic energy stores of the water to the kinetic energy store of the turbine and used for electricity generation over there. For example, there is a big tide is being produced and water is at this peak and its falling on blades of turbine over there, and its falling is controlled according to its velocity, blades of turbine. And turbine is connected to armature of the generator over there, and electricity is generated. And such electricity is basically AC, alternating current over there. And this is creating no pollution, is being generated with the help of this, and it is renewable. And I can say more about it that the main problem are preventing about this. The main problems are preventing um, free access by the boats, spoiling the view and altering the habits of wildlife over there. That will be the losses to be added over there. And tides are pretty reliable, but the height of the tide is variable. So lower the tides will provide less energy than higher ones. So initial cost is moderately high, and there is no fuel cost and minimal cost over there. So remaining all just like the waves, I can say we can consider them like as like waves. They are non-reliable little bit, but they have running cost, high initial cost. So these are the drawbacks over there. High initial cost is available for hydroelectric power plants over there. Hydroelectricity catching rainwater can also be done. Hydroelectricity is catching rainwater, like hydroelectric powers often requires flooding of a valley by building a big dam. Rainwater is caught and allowed out through turbines, transferring the energy to gravitational potential energy store of the water to the kinetic energy stores as it falls, which is used to generate electricity. Then I will say hydroelectricity by by building dam, we store rainwater like in the form of floods like that. Then it is thrown at some height, from some height, from some height to the blades of the turbine over there, blades of turbine over there. Later on, it will be used for rotating the armature of generator, and electricity is being generated by this phenomenon. It is a renewable energy resource because rain is going to happen also frequently in most of those areas. No pollution, but big impact on the environment uh, while habitat is being disturbed. So I will say here no pollution, but there are side effects also that you are going to destroy the habitat of living organisms or wildlife over there. And we can also say that a big advantage is immediate response to increased demand over there, like it can give immediate response over there. Immediate response is available from such type of resources over there, and we have to use for any emergency demand over there. And initial costs are high, habitat is destroyed, initial cost is high. Mostly two marks question is there. So always try to add at least two advantages and two disadvantages for the question. Initial cost high. So this was related to our hydroelectric power plants. Then pumped storage gives the extra supply just when it is needed. and spare electricity can also be produced at the night, like solar cannot work in the day and the night over there. So try to be focused and try to enhance your ability. यहाँ पे मैं I want to add some words about exams over here. Like according to four sections which we are done now, your 50% paper is almost clear now because the main portion is related to electricity, kinematics, dynamics is done. So try to, after completing this lesson which is delivered you in the video form, you will be easily be able to by implementing the formulas, and you can easily score a good marks over there. Thank you so much for today. Kindly subscribe my video and share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.